The title of her speech is The Greatest Invention of the 21st Century. Speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and this is program number 9 from, I believe, the Competent Communicator Manual. Leanne is passionate about world peace and feels that most wars are fought over natural resources like oil, natural gas, coal, and even water. As resources get scarcer, it is imperative to find other methods to create a comfortable life for everyone on the planet. Leanne will tell you the solution in her speech tonight. Please welcome Leanne Zakiti.
Imagine a world at peace. As Dale said in the introduction, we're always at war. And we've been at war the whole time that we've been founded. And a lot of it has to do with natural resources, land, oil, gas, different things to make our lives more comfortable. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, I have a solution. And you won't even believe it, that it's actually happened. And it's 2 words. It's called solar roadways. I don't know if anybody's heard of this, but it's the most amazing invention that has ever happened in the 21st century, other than the iPhone, the internet. There's a lot of great things, but I think this is really incredible. And it was invented by Scott and Julie Busa, a wonderful couple from Idaho, who actually met when they were 3 and 4 years old. Julie's mother babysat for Scott, and Scott was, they became friends, and as they got older, they ended up getting married and having children. Well, when he was a kid, he was always fascinated by those cars that are an electric track, and he always thought, oh God, I wish they had that for adults, that they could go along the road on electricity. So as he got older, he became an engineer. And he and his wife, who's very passionate about the environment and about recycling and about protecting animals, because they live up in Idaho where there's a lot of moose and deer and other animals. So they brainstormed and they came up with this idea of having solar roadways, because there's 40,000 miles of roadways in this country, 40,000 miles, and it's just sitting there. Of course, we're driving on it, but wouldn't it be amazing if they could turn that into an energy source? So they thought about it, and he came up with this design. They're hexagonal tiles that are actually made from recycling materials. They figured, well, there's so much plastic and bottles and cans filling up all these waste centers, and so they decided to grind that up and make these tiles out of this recycling material. And then they put the solar voltaic cells on top of it. But these aren't just regular solar cells, they're intelligent, and they actually communicate with the other tiles. So if one of these tiles becomes defective, they send a message to the central agency, and they were able to come and fix that one tile, which is really easy. They just unbolt 4 bolts, lift it up, put it in. And I don't know about you, but I know in Los Angeles, so many roadways are closed because they're doing construction. Moore Park has been closed forever. And wouldn't it be wonderful if all they had to do to fix a road is just to unscrew those 4 bolts and lift it up? But it gets even better. Besides making it out of recycling material, they added a heating element on it. And they cut it around the solar voltaic cells, and the heating element heats the tile to 2 degrees above freezing. So when you walk on it, you're not going to get burned. But guess what? When it snows, the snow melts. So no more need for snow removal equipment. And I know Matt's from Boston, and all my relatives live in Boston. They got 35 feet of snow this year. And what happened was, there was so much snow, they had to bring all this heavy equipment in, and they had to end up scooping it and throwing it in the Boston Harbor. Well, can you imagine how polluting that is? Well, the nice thing, this, besides the tiles that it creates electricity, so it creates 3 times the amount of electricity that we currently produce. It also has, underneath it, there's 2 troughs. One trough has all the wires for electrical, for cable, for telephone, for all kinds of different data. So in case of a storm, nobody gets electrocuted from wires anymore. They don't fall down, they don't get caught on trees, they don't catch things on fire. And so everything is underneath. And in the other trough collects all the rainwater that is on the roadway. Oftentimes that's polluted with oil and gas. And that trough gets sent to a water treatment plant so it can clean the water. So not only does it melt the snow, it cleans the water, creates electricity. It's just really phenomenal. And they wanted to cover the solar voltaic cells with some kind of material that wouldn't break. So they use this really highly durable glass that can hold up to 250,000 pounds of weight. So logging trucks, semis, all kinds of things can go on the road and nothing will break. And I think it's just really ingenious. And I love the lighting things, because as you can see, this is what they built in Idaho. These are the solar track, the roadway, and then these are all created by lights. The walkway is created by lights. The passing lanes are created by lights. So if a deer or a child runs into the road, it's pressure sensitive, and the road lights up with a path, so the people driving on the road can see the animal or the child and they don't hit the child. So it saves lives, it creates electricity, and you think this might not happen? Well, fortunately, our government stepped up and gave them a grant for $900,000, and they did 2 pilot programs, one in Colorado and one in Idaho, and he raised a ton of money on Indiegogo, which I also donated to it, $2,200,000 on Indiegogo. So he's building a factory in Idaho, and he's hiring engineers. So this is going to happen. So I would like you to join me and go on to their website, www.solarroadways.com, and donate. And over 40 countries around the world have donated to this campaign, and they're all interested. And God knows, if we can create unlimited energy and with recycling material and something that heats up the snow so we don't have to have that, no electric lines, no more gasoline. Can you imagine never having to pay money for gasoline? Because it charges the electric cars as it goes on the road automatically, so you don't have to go home and plug it in. If they have figured it out, so it actually charges the electric cars. And also no dead zones for cell phones. So join me and donate to this campaign, and let's have world peace.